Hi guys, I'm just going to take you through a few little techniques you can use for your poster. I'm going to show you a few little things here. So I showed you some examples of posters earlier on that you could sort of try. So here's the one that has the multiple sections of photographs. So in a really easy way, in Illustrator, all you need to do is sort of take a photograph and clip it, and then shift and then copy it, and then play around a little bit with moving that image inside the box itself. So each one of these is a single picture box, and then all I am doing is kind of shifting them around until you have something interesting. Now on top of that, using the same sort of width, I'm taking some color boxes. Some of them have multiply on them. Sometimes some of them are just straight color, and you can sort of see if you have a look at what I'm doing, it's basically the same idea that is going on here, except you're doing it many times and having a lot of layering, and then so that's sort of the premise behind that sort of opacity one, where the images are shifting, and then once you have that, then you can start thinking about where your type goes. Another one that I can show you. Okay, so let's just look at this John Lennon one, where if you look at it, you can sort of see the type right through the image itself. So if I decide to do something like that, first of all, you would need like a statement about yourself, because you can't do it with like one or two words. Excuse me. And you need to have a pretty heavy type. So I'm going to go bold. It's got to be big, and the leading has to be tight. I'm changing it to uppercase, right? So that's really the essence of what you see on that John Lennon one. So there we go. I'm not going to have punctuation in it, but in this case I do have punctuation in it. So then I'm just going to take like a black box, and to start, I'm just going to place it over top of the image. I'm going to bring my text to the front. I'll just make it white in this case. So really, to do this, your type relatively has to fit within the text in the box itself. So I do that. I might even go like, I'm going to go Ephra heavy, and you can really get some density in there. And in fact, I could go like Helvetica now display black. So if you look at that, you can still relatively read what it says, even though it's lorem ipsum. So once you have your type, you're just going to go type, create outlines. So once I have that outline, I'm going to select the black box at the same time, and I come over to my merge tool. So I'm just going to bring this to the front. There's my merge tool. I've hit it. Now if I grab the black part of it, you will see that it will create basically a mask. So the one thing that you do have to do, so if I'm going to make this box, let's just say blue color. So then what you have to do basically is come over here, grab all of your little the insides of the letters and put them back in where they go, but just so you can kind of see, even without that, that's basically what we're looking at. So if you look at the John Lennon one, that technique really is just kind of creating a clipping mask. Now if I make this color the same as my background color, you can sort of see that it really becomes seamless, right? So if my subject was more like that, you can sort of see that there's a lot of interesting things you can do with it. So really that's technique number 2. Now, one of the things, the difference in the photographs here is over here. So all I did was I had Claire take some selfies of her, just so we just are not like working with professional photographs. So if we look at a couple different techniques here, so if we look at Obama here, you can see that he's solid in the front and color in the back. So that is that's basically going into Photoshop and doing a duotone. So if you can see, if you see Claire here, she's solid, but there is a background in behind there, which is nice because then you can do things like, you know, maybe you want to take a little bit of type, layer it in behind, and you can do that sort of thing. And that's sort of what's going on with the Obama one. So if we jump to Photoshop, where are we? So here, all I've done is I've gone from grayscale, and so I have a transparent background, so I went through the technique that we looked at in that link. Then I change it from grayscale to duotone. And what a duotone does is you can do one color, two, three, or four colors. So then all you do is you're clicking on these and you're picking colors, right? So there's a blue. Say I wanted to do like a red one. I'd click a red, then I'd go OK, click over here, and then I might click a darker red for shadows, or maybe more of a pink tone. So you can pretty much control everything with these, and then you can click on these curves here and adjust them a little bit until you sort of get the density that you like. Now, once I've done that, and so let's just go back to where it was, so there it is, blue. So then all you're doing is going save as, and then you're saving it as a Photoshop file and a PSD. And then you're gonna save that. And that basically is what you see here. So the nice thing about that is you don't have to do a multiply, which makes it completely transparent. So over here, all I've really done is I brought in two JPEG grayscale images of Claire. And so if we look at this technique over here of this lady with the two faces and looking all over the place, that's easy to do. It's just a matter of then sort of taking a couple shots relatively from the same perspective, so the same level, and then you're really you can do it a couple different ways. So one way to do it would be to have the images completely on the same plane. So that would be, let me just grab this one and just bring that down. So now if you have a look at this one and this one, that's relatively what we're looking at, right? So we're just playing around. It's great if you want to sort of show different emotions, that sort of thing, or you could do it at different sort of heights as well, right? So you could find interesting areas that don't get too gross looking, and you can do something like that. And then once you've done that, then again you've got your numbers, or you've got your text to then start working with. And the one thing about that is because they're transparent, if you send your text to the back, and I've got a color background, so let's just get rid of that. No matter what you do with that type, it's going to be somewhat transparent. Whereas if I take a duotone and I take this text from back here, I can layer it over top. I can slightly go in behind and hide it. So whether it's this one or this one, that's basically how it's done, or this one and this one. So there's four sort of techniques that you can consider using, variations. Obviously, I want you to play around and use your imagination, but that will at least give you a little bit of technical know-how to achieve those types of things.